Hey, we're back with another episode of Second Look here at McConnell Automotive on Dauphin Street in Mobile. I'm Mike Herndon with AL.com. This is Creg Stephenson, and we're a month into the season, a third of the way through 2015. We've learned a lot from the first month of the season. Creg, what do you think you've learned about Alabama through these first few games?
Well, they have one loss, which is an unusual place for them to be in. They've gone into October undefeated just about every season of the Nick Saban era. Huge game this week against Georgia. They have to win this one to stay in the SEC and national championship races. They can't afford a second loss, which would all but certainly put them out. However, in 2008, Alabama was sitting in a similar situation, or at least Georgia was, undefeated, playing at home, favored. Alabama went over there and put a pretty big hurting on the Bulldogs. They're hoping they can do that again this time. What about Auburn?
Well, I think I've learned from the first few games of the Auburn season that a Gus Malzahn offense can't necessarily survive with subpar quarterback play. In the past, we've seen Auburn win 8 games under a Gus Malzahn system with quarterbacks like Chris Todd and Barrett Trotter and Clint Mosley. Subpar play out of Jeremy Johnson didn't get it done. They're going to have to hope that Sean White can give them something more in order to make some noise in this season. And as we look down their schedule, they may not be favored in another SEC game this year. So they're going to need to get better quarterback play even with that system. Greg, what do you think about the SEC West race?
LSU is in a great spot right now. Not only are they undefeated, but there's a very good chance they're going to go into November undefeated. 2 non-conference games that they should be heavily favored in. There are 2 SEC games this month. There's South Carolina and Florida. So they should go into that Alabama game the first week of November with a chance to be undefeated. And a big part of that is the guy that everybody's talking about in the SEC.
Yeah, and I think Leonard Fournette, you can make the case he's the best running back we've seen since Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson. Just the blend of speed and power and agility and the moves that he has, truly a rare specimen. You go down and you look, there's a lot of great running backs that we've seen since then. Todd Gurley, Adrian Peterson, Darren McFadden. If Leonard Fournette continues on the pace that he's on, I think he'll be better than all of them, and it won't be remiss to mention him in the same breath with Bo and Herschel. Greg, what else?
Ole Miss is another team in great shape. Obviously, they have what is considered maybe the best win in the country this year, beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Also got a very good chance to enter November undefeated. There's another team sitting over there in the West, Texas A&M, that could throw a monkey wrench into all this. I mean, it would not be a shock to see the Aggies, with the way they can play offense, to beat Alabama, or beat LSU, or beat Ole Miss. If that happens, then you could have chaos entering November, or entering late November even. And, I guess that's to say is kind of too early to tell. What about the East?
Well, if there's chaos in the East, there's only one team to blame for that, and that's Georgia. Because if they don't win the East this year, I think this is the biggest choke job they've ever had. Tennessee has proven they can't win a big game. Missouri's proven they don't have an offense. Florida's still dangerously thin on the offensive line, even though they've played well to this point. South Carolina's a train wreck. It really is going to take a collapse, I think, for Georgia not to win the East, or some major injuries, which they've certainly seen before. But they should certainly be the favorite going from this point forward. That's it for another edition of Second Look, and this is my last edition of Second Look, actually. So I'll leave it to Creg next week to come back and share some more stuff about the SEC with you again.